the maker of champions.
The giant WrestleMania.
Everyone. I'm so sick of these people. You know. Oh, I'm the tribal chief around here. Yeah, you see me, the tribal chief. That's right.
I got that thing on me. I got that stick. I got that tool. I'm packing.
You must be some kind of a dumbass. And I will never retire.
You know, this aggression will not stand, man.
Now get that garbage out of here.
It doesn't matter what you think.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Friday Night Review. I am Scalz. Tonight, I am joined by Jamey and our special guest, once again, second week in a row, Mr. Phil. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm well. I didn't know who was going to start. Nah, man, this is absolutely awesome. I can't wait to do another FNR review with you guys. It's going to be a great time. Let's go.
Man, it's absolutely amazing. You know, I'm always thankful for the opportunities I get to hang out with you guys. You know, it's the end of the week. It's Friday, so you can't really complain. And, you know, the wrestling product's been great so far. So that's good to get on here and do a review with you guys. Even if I have to see Scalz's ugly face, but it's all right.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'm stuck with yours every Friday, so it bounces out.
Tell me about it.
So we're back to our traditional Friday night reviews, where we're going to cover SmackDown for a little bit, then we're going to give our.
I just not.
So while we're on Logan Paul, what do we think about the United States tournament for the championship? And who do we think is going to be the guy from NXT?
Well, first of all, I think the tournament's at least something better than just choosing somebody or having somebody just come out and say, hey, you, I want that. So that's fine. But for the NXT, well, I don't know if it's call up, but for the NXT person, I'm not even really too sure.
He said it could be anybody. So the wrestlers that are in the field right now are Santos Escobar, Dragon Lee, Bobby Lashley, Karen Kross, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, Kevin Owens, and then a wrestler from NXT. I think there's two options for this right now. And I think either of them would work very well on the SmackDown brand if they stayed there. One would be Dijak.
Dijak would be great.
And
I don't see him as a main roster guy.
And two would be Braun Breaker. Now,
Braun would be sneaky.
Shadow in the comments said NXT Carmelo Hayes.
Not yet.
He is ready.
He needs to finish
His
up that program.
story is not finished down in NXT. So if it's a one-time thing, then I could see him being in the tournament.
If this
but
isn't
it's somebody,
a main roster call-up,
if it's a call-up, it's not him.
Yeah.
If it's just to be in the tournament and then he goes back down after, then I could see it being him. So I just need to know if this guy is ready to be, if he's going to be called up to be able to figure out who it is.
I think it depends on who it is. If it is somebody that we know that is in some sort of storyline right now, all right, then it's a one-off.
It's not that type of story, Shadow, where he needs to finish the story. He's in a
storyline.
There's a storyline going on with him and Trick Williams.
Yes.
It's like current. It's not something that's been pushed to the side for 8 months and, is Cody going to finish the story? No, it's not like that. It's an active storyline where they keep talking about it week in, week out. Yeah. It's something different. And Cam, I know you don't like Von Wagner, but the guy has gotten a lot better in the last 9 months in NXT. And he is technically a free agent.
I had this whole running joke thing about Von Wagner, but man, Von's got a lot of time yet for me before he gets on that main roster. But he has gotten a lot better.
I'm not saying he's ready.
Honest-
I'm just saying
honestly,
he's gotten a lot better, and he technically is a free agent.
Yeah, I mean, they did technically draft him as a free agent, so it's like it.
Mhm.
Whatever they do with him.
So I honestly think they're going to call up Tyler Bate,
Tyler Bate would be great,
and
because he has been
they're going to use him
for-
in the tournament, and then after the tournament, they're going to put him with Pete Dunne against Pretty Deadly.
I don't want another tag team.
Hear me out.
The only reason
Oh.
why that tag team actually makes sense or works is because they were a team before this. That's the only reason I feel like that wouldn't even make any look of a sense.
As
But
much
still.
as I love that comment, Shadow, I want to see him win the NXT title.
I think
So-
actually Baron Corbin might win.
So
Bridgeport.
here's the thing. It depends on when the match is for the NXT for the wrestler. It's not next week, right?
For the
next week
NXT
you
title?
I
have-
don't think they announced it really.
Well, there's 2 matches they already announced for next week.
Yes.
It was Lashley versus Kross, and
Santos and
Santos and Lee.
Lee. Yep.
So that means the week after is the NXT. If Corbin beats Ilya on Saturday, a week from tomorrow,
Might be
he
Ilya.
will not be the wrestler called up for this tournament. Could be Ilya Dragunov then.
Yeah, the 9th is NXT.
Yeah,
I
a
was
week
gonna
from
say
tomorrow.
takeover. I was gonna say takeover Bridgeport. I gotta get out of the takeover era.
It's deadline. Aren't you
It was
going?
such a
Deadline.
good era, dude.
I love the takeover deadline, and yes, I am going. So it just I just gotta stop calling them takeovers. That's a me thing still. But yeah,
But
it's gonna be. I trust in WWE to figure out who this NXT person is. I just think we got to figure out if it's a call up. Great. If it's not, it'll be a one-off. thing.
Yeah.
right, and that's where it determines on who we think it's going to be. Because
Right.
if it's a one-off thing, absolutely, it's Carmelo Hayes.
It's anybody's game, honestly. At that point.
But that's who I would think it would be, because he could be the one to put a great show, especially if he is the one going up against either Austin Theory or Grayson Waller.
For sure. Yeah.
So I guess it also depends on who he's wrestling. So, I mean, I'm excited for the tournament. I'm curious as to how they're doing it. So
Either
It's
way,
a
I
lot
doubt
better.
Kevin Owens winning this tournament. So
It's a lot better tournament than what Antonio Kanoki is doing over there in AEW.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
look, I like the classic
Phil.
guys. Okay.
Phil, I have a question for you.
Oh no.
No. I
Put 'em on the big
haven't.
screen.
I
Put 'em
don't
on the
want.
big
I don't
screen.
watch AEW as religiously as I do for WWE.
Okay.
And I know Eddie Kingston said that his titles are on the line.
This Triple Crown thing is bullshit. I'm
Okay.
telling you.
If I read what I read correctly, did he not lose his first matchup?
Yes, he did.
So
The
why is he
titles
still
are
the
basically
champion?
vacant. The titles are basically vacant.
Is that what it? So he's not carrying them around anymore?
He's still
No,
good.
the titles are on the table with this Continental Championship that is going to be revealed at World's End.
But he's the current
The titles
champion.
are basically vacant, and whoever wins this thing is holding all 3 belts.
Oh,
It's
because the best way they could have done this, which I thought would have been great, is every time if he lost, the next person has the belts until they wrestle again in the
That's
tournament.
what I thought. Well,
Then just
way
have
he-
it be
the
like
way
a
he laid it out-
week by week championship scramble.
Exactly.
The way
And then that
he
person
laid it out
that's what was
everybody
happening.
think it was going to be that.
Like
Made
a
Right.
gauntlet
everybody think it was
scramble.
going to be that.
No, not necessarily a gauntlet scramble, Jamie, but it's a championship match every week he wrestles. So now if he lost, the next person has to put those 2 titles on the line
See,
the next time they're in the tournament.
So this is what happened
So
on
it's like
Saturday. This
Pretty much
past
24/7
Saturday,
rule.
it was Eddie Kingston versus Brody King. Brody King beat Eddie.
Right, so Brody
So-
King
Eddie
should be those
sucks.
2
Brody
champions.
King would technically, in the minds of what they laid out on that, special where they
Uh-huh.
chose everybody for the tournament, Brody King would technically be both of those champions, but they
Correct.
didn't because they vacated those titles, and whoever wins this whole damn thing carries 3 belts at the end of it all.
Not really.
So it's like-
I mean, Whoever has the most
yeah.
points, really, at the end of the day.
The tournaments aren't the problem, Cam. It's how many they do, and no actual thing for winning it. Like, why did they need to add another title?
Well, it's because I'm a fan
Is this
of the Chief
is this
Cross.
title going to be similar to the Owen Hart belt that they made? Like,
That's what I'm hoping.
Or is this going to be an actual title that's going to be defended?
No,
Because
it's
now
literally carried around and
it's
dancing
saying it's a
around
triple
like a
crown champ.
purse, you
So
know?
that means it should be defended.
Because at that point, what's the difference, I'll ask you guys, between the Continental Championship, if it's like a legit championship that they have to defend, versus the International Championship?
You have another tournament, and the winner is the AEW Intercontinental Champion.
What AEW needs to
International.
What AEW needs to do is they need to have a goddamn pecking order. Where are the hierarchy when it comes to these championships? Because at the end of the day,
they don't mean shit.
They don't. They really don't. The only championship that technically makes sense right now is the AEW World Title, and MJF is almost losing that shit almost every single time.
There's two championships that mean anything right now in AEW.
In that company.
On the men's side. The World Championship and the International Championship.
Yes, well.
That's it.
Well, the International Championship did.
The TNT title is getting better because Christian Cage is fantastic.
And I'll say this.
Until he loses it to Edge.
Okay, so
I don't even think that match happens.
I think the title that had the most continuity for the last year was the ROH Television Championship.
They need to get ROH titles off of AEW programming.
Okay. No. What they need to do is take ROH and put it where Rampage is and make it its own show.
Tony, you know what? You want to know who tried that? The CW. Or whoever actually contacted Tony Khan. And Tony Khan said no to a TV deal for Ring of Honor. And that was the dumbest thing he could have ever done.
Is an idiot.
Jamey.
That was the dumbest thing he could have ever done.
And now the CW's got NXT, or going to have NXT.
It was the CW.
Starting next year. And they have NWA on their streaming and not on television.
We don't know if
James Mitchell
NWA
wants to
was
blow.
hot water after that.
Because he wants to. Maybe him and Tony Khan could go do that together.
We still don't know if that's.
Hey, James Mitchell's all elite. Maybe.
Well, the NWA thing
landed
was
the ice and snow. Woo!
So. I'm sorry. The whole thing about AEW, it gets me so frustrated. I'm an avid fan or a watcher.
Belt designs.
All right. Anything else we want to cover before we head on out?
No, sir.
All right. Jamey, where can we find you?
You can find me, Diamond State Wrestling, paying dues, Friday Night Review. You know what it is. Jamey Rosex on all the socials. And, yeah, I'm that guy.
Phil?
You guys can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram at PhillyMatt_. It's right there on that name tag. And yeah, thank you guys for having me on as always. It's a pleasure. Really, really good time over here on FNR.
Absolutely.
So a little housekeeping before I give you my rundown. I really hate you, Shadow.
Oh my God. Shadow.
If it works, it works, man.
Tomorrow night, we have the return of Prince's Movie Madness being rebranded as Killing the Madness. It's going to be on our YouTube channel at 8 p.m. Eastern. After that, 10 p.m., right back here on Twitch, as well as I think we're going to try Twitter tomorrow night, based off of what me and Shadow have discussed. Ringside Chatter is back. Then Sunday on Rivet City Radio's Twitch and our YouTube, you'll have Rivet City Red Zone at 11 a.m. in the morning.
Right on.
8 p.m. is Bots and Chair Shots on Rivet City Radio. And then followed by that at 10 p.m. on Rivet City Radio, Twitch, and Off the Top YouTube is The Table Spot. I am Scalz. You can find me here on Off the Top, as well as on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Off the Top Media _. Hope everybody has a great evening, and we'll see you again soon.
Woo Pig Suey.